If you're looking for one of the most popular strut tower options for your stock intake manifold S197 GT or V6, the SR Performance strut tower brace in black might just be worth a look. Now the SR option will combine aircraft grade 4130 chromoly steel with a textured black powder coat for just north of $100, and the simple 4-bolt installation will get a very soft 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter from me, and we will have a little bit more detail on that later in the video. So a strut tower brace is one of those easy and relatively affordable ways to make a subtle impact on your handling performance, helping to stiffen up the front end of the car slightly while taking some roll out of the front as well when pushing the car really hard in turns. Now, I always do say subtle when talking about strut tower braces because in the spectrum of handling parts, I would argue there are other modifications that will make a bigger impact to improving your handling, such as sway bars, lowering springs, or even tires. But 99% of the time, the strut tower brace will be a very affordable option and will be extremely easy to install, as is the case here with the SR Performance option. As far as construction, well, SR has incorporated aircraft grade 4130 chromoly steel for the majority of the build here, in addition to the 1-inch tubular parallel beam design finished in that textured black powder coat, which, by the way, is going to look great under the hood and a little bit more low-key. Now, I say that because if you do prefer something that has a little bit more pop or flash, SR does offer the same exact brace but in a bright chrome finish that you can grab for roughly 20 bucks more here on the site. But as I did point out at the very top of this video, guys, and it is important to remind you once again that the SR Performance option right here will not clear those taller intake manifolds such as the Boss 302, the Cobra Jet, positive displacement blowers, or even 3-valve owners with that Ford Performance intake manifold. So if you have one of those on your ride, you're gonna need to look in a different direction. Now, companies like BMR will offer something a little taller in addition to the Boss 302 option from Ford. Definitely a nice piece as well if you don't mind spending a few bucks extra. But now let's touch on the install briefly, and honestly gang, this one is as straightforward as they come. 13mm socket is really all you're looking at to tackle this job, so soft 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, maybe a few minutes of your time before you get the bar in place. And to give you a better idea of what's involved for this very easy job, here's a tech with a walkthrough.
Using a 13mm socket and an impact gun, we're going to remove these 4 nuts on our strut towers and the other 4 nuts on the other side of the vehicle. Next, simply place your strut tower brace on top of the studs. And using these supplied washers, place a washer on each stud. Next, we can put the 4 13mm nuts back in place. And down with our 13mm socket. That wraps up our install and review. We've got everything tightened up here. If you want to see more, be sure to head to AmericanMuscle.com.